It's midday. Good afternoon. Here is the world news at a glance on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM. The headlines. House of Representatives urge federal government to grant automatic employment to first-class graduates. All Progressive Congress cancelled National Executive Council meeting after Buhari's order. Soludo assures Anambra residents of good life at inauguration. On the foreign scene, Russia attacked theater sheltering civilians. I am Amutajero. Now the news in details. The House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Education to work together with other relevant government agencies to grant automatic employment to first-class graduates from Nigeria's tertiary institutions. The resolution comes on the heels of a motion sponsored by Chinedu Martins considered at plenary. Presenting the motion, Martin lamented the fact that though tertiary institutions in the country produce hundreds of first-class graduates annually, most of them roam the street without jobs. He said that Nigeria keeps giving away its best brains and intellectuals to other countries who, by virtue of their robust policies on a value system, reward diligence and excellence. He noted that the automatic employment for first-class graduates will not only serve as a source of motivation for students to work harder, but will also maximize their potentials in preparation for different economic roles, future leadership positions, and ultimately reduce unemployment while helping to achieve development targets. The All Progressive Congress, APC, has cancelled its emergency National Executive Committee meeting, which was slated for today. The party issued the notice for the cancellation of the meeting hours after a letter from President Muhammadu Buhari ordered the reinstatement of Mala Buni as the interim national chairman of the party. Buhari, in the letter sent to the government of Kebbi State, who also doubles as the chairman of the Progressive Governors, Abubakar Bangudu, cautioned the party's governors against divisive utterances. It will be recalled that Buni was sent out of office last week on the recommendation of the governors during the ongoing internal crisis. He was replaced by Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello, who summoned the cancelled emergency NEC meeting slated for today. The newly sworn-in governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, has assured residents of his commitment to deliver on his campaign promises, saying the state will win under his watch. Soludo gave the assurance while delivering his inaugural speech. As some parts of the country have thrown into darkness following a total system collapse of the national grid, IBR's news correspondent observed that businesses, especially small-scale businesses, are largely affected by the situation. In a move around Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, residents have called on the federal government to do everything possible to ease the sufferings of the people. Taiwo Olarinwaju completes the report.
The country were on Tuesday thrown into darkness following another system collapse on the national grid. This is as power generation on the national grid collapsed to zero, leading to widespread blackouts across the country. Secret to this, power distribution companies across states have alerted their customers about the total grid, adding that the situation is being monitored. In a move around Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, IBR news correspondents observed that businesses, especially small-scale businesses, are largely affected by the situation. A printer, Maxwell, decried the epileptic power supply of electricity even as he lamented that his business has been adversely affected. He added that the situation has led to low profits, low patronage, and delay of staff, among others.
Sometimes I won't be live for like 1 week, and even if they bring it in a few minutes, they take it back. So yes, the light went off 2 days ago, but even before then, it's still the same story. It has affected our prices, it has affected profitability and patronage. at the end of the day, you have nothing left. And so what we normally do is that we downsize. We send some staffs away. For example, I used to have like 4 staffs. Presently, you can say I'm operating the machine myself, and I have 1 other staff. There's nothing we can do. And then even the ones working, you won't pay them on the due date.
Maxwell called on the federal and state governments to take urgent steps in fixing the situation.
If they can't handle NEPA, we know that this country is corrupt. Sell it off. Let everybody go about producing their own lights. I think that would be better.
On the spot, a shoe builder, Oladokun Abdulafiz, also called on the federal government to do the needful, adding that the lack of electricity can lead to the closure of small-scale enterprises. Abdulafiz urged the federal government to ease the sufferings of the people, even as he noted that the economic situation of the country is not encouraging.
About a month ago, the light is not all right at all. Even we don't have the light to work whatsoever. We advise federal government, but they don't bother. They don't try to find solution to the electricity in Nigeria throughout and the state as well.
Also speaking, a fashion designer, Chukwu Moses, described the total collapse of the national grid as a serious issue. He noted that the people have constantly faced erratic power supply even before the collapse of the grid.
I already disappointed a lot of my customers because of that, because the things I needed light for, so as to be able to finish the work on time, that has not been possible for a long time now. Even it equally affected my income, because it's only when the work is out, then customer comes to collect clothes, then to be able to have money. So they should care for the people. They should care for the masses. It's not that when they are there, maybe they have access to free fuel and things like that. It's not like that to us. We are suffering a lot. We are suffering a lot.
They urged the government at all levels to prefer solutions to the myriad of challenges facing the nation. Taiwo Olarewaju, Impact Business Radio News.
The National Board for Technical Education has banned all diploma programs other than the National Diploma run by some polytechnics and other technical and vocational education and training institutions across the country. This is contained in a statement by the board's executive secretary, Idris Bugaje. Bugaje noted that the ban became necessary following the proliferation of uncredited diplomas, which are not acceptable for career progression or academic advancement. He called on affected institutions to seek the board's approval to make formal such diplomas by subjecting them to the quality assurance mechanism of the board. On the foreign scene, Ukraine has accused Russian forces of bombing a theater where civilians were sheltering in the besieged southern city of Mariupol. The deputy mayor, Sergei Orlov, told newsmen that between 1,000 and 1,002 people had lived in the building. It will be recalled that Russians' airstrikes and shells have previously hit a maternity hospital, a church, and apartment buildings. Mariupol City Council said in a statement that Russian forces deliberately and cynically destroyed the theater, saying a plane dropped a bomb on a building where hundreds of peaceful Mariupol residents were hiding. To end the news, another look at some of the major items. The headlines: House of Representatives urge federal government to grant automatic employment to first-class graduates. All Progressive Congress cancels National Executive Council meeting after Buhari's orders. Soludo assures Anambra residents of good life at inauguration. On the foreign scene, Russia attacked theater sheltering civilians. For comments, breaking news, happenings around your area and suggestions, send your reports to newsroom at IBR90.